Last Raps Baseball is on the air, and tonight we are bringing you live commentary from the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Tonight from the Egg, or the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, it is going to be the Hanshin Tigers and the Yomiuri Giants. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We are giving live English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and on Twitch along with us. We'll get right after it, and we'll give you the starting lineups. First of all, from the visitors from Osaka, the Hanshin Tigers will begin the ballgame by leading off the shortstop, number 51, Takumu Nakano. Batting second and playing in center field is number 53, Kairi Shimada. Hitting third and left field is number 24, Melo Rojas Jr. And the cleanup spot and playing in right field is number 8, Teraki Sato. Batting fifth and playing first base wearing number 3 is Yusuke Oyama. Batting sixth and playing third base is number 33, Kento Itohara. Batting seventh at second base tonight is wearing number 0, Seiya Kanami. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 2, Ryotaro Umeno. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 19, Shintaro Fujinami. And they are going to be facing Kenshin Hoda, who takes a 2-2 record to the hill. He has worked 31 and a third innings. He's allowed 33 hits, 21 runs, all of which have been earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 19, and he's got a fluffed-up ERA of 6.03. And now your starting lineup for the home team for the Yomiuri Giants. Leading off and playing second base wearing number 2 is Naoki Yoshikawa. Batting second in right field wearing number 43 is Shinosuke Shigenobu. Hitting third and in center field is number 8, Yoshihiro Maru. And the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 10, Sho Nakata. Batting fifth and playing third base is number 25, Kazuma Okamoto. Batting sixth and in left field is number 48, Azelis Wheeler. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is number 37, Akihiro Wakabayashi. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 94, Ryosuke Kida. Batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 91, Kenshin Hoda. And they are going to be facing, from the Tigers, it is going to be Shintaro Fujinami, who takes to the mound with a 0-2 record. He's got a 3.41 ERA on the season. Well, the umpires are on their way out to home plate, and the managers are about to exchange lineup cards, and we're going to be back here in just a couple moments with all the action, everybody. We appreciate you for being here. We'll be back in just a few after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs, we have pounds, we have Deutschmarks, we have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. It's today's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. The Yomiuri Giants are just about ready to take to the field as they are the home team in this one against the Hanshin Tigers. This game here is a battle between two ball clubs who are fighting for a playoff spot in the Central League. Right now, currently, these two teams, there is only one game that separates the club. The Hanshin Tigers are currently sitting in third place and in the final playoff position. In between the Tigers and the Giants is the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. They are at 10.5 games back of the Occult Swallows. And then the Yomiuri Giants are 11 back. Yokohama Dana Bay Stars have, after the All-Star break, made a bit of a run. They are gaining ground on the Occult Swallows, who look to be running away with it. As the Swallows are top of the division, they were double-digit lead on the second-place team at the All-Star break, but a little bit of COVID and some absentees, and unfortunately that has changed it up a little bit as they have now tightened the gap. The Occult Swallows are 62-45-1, whereas the Bay Stars, who are in second place, are 54-47-2. They're 5 back. Then sits the Hanshin Tigers at 54-57-2. They are 3 games below 500. And then the Hiroshima Toyo Carp at 53-57-3 are 10.5 back. And then the Yomiuri Giants sit in 5th place at 53-58-1. They have certainly struggled this year. Last night's ball game in the first game of this series, the Hanshin Tigers shut out the Giants on their home turf. Yuki Nishi did the deed. He improved to 9-7 on the year. He's got a 2.04 ERA. It was a 4-0 shutout, as Yori Yamazaki took the loss, and his record had evened up at 4-4. Well, tonight it is going to be the Giants and the Tigers. A little bit new for us is normally we do a lot of games in the Pacific League. So this is the first one that we've called in a while, and one of the reasons for that is from our own selfish reasons, is all the Pacific League games are later starts. So this is an earlier start, and we're going to jump in this one for all the action. And so here we are as we're ready to get underway. It is going to be Takumo Nakano leading it off. He's batting .273 with 4 homers and 21 RBIs. And the first pitch of the ball game is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Nakano, Shimada, and Rojas Jr. here to bat in the first inning as the right-hander Hoda comes set. Even though he's throwing from the windup, he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that bounces up to the plate. And the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Nakano. Right-hander Hoda gets his sign from his catcher Kita, and he's ready to go to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. I have to pay a little closer attention tonight because I'm not used to some of these players that we don't see regular. I know some of the players, just don't know these teams in depth as we have called the other ones before. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1 to Nakano. But I am pretty excited to catch both of these clubs. 2 historic franchises in the NPB going head-to-head tonight for Saturday afternoon baseball in Japan time. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes even to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kano, the leadoff hitter, who hits from the left side, waiting on the offering here from Hoda, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the third base bag. And that is going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lots of temporary seating that sort of juts out. There's all kinds of little nooks and crannies on the field here at the Tokyo Dome. As we see at the PayPay Dome and a couple other locations, the fans will wear helmets and sitting in those sections as they're a little bit closer to the field. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Nakano stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by for out number 1. He is retired here in the first inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Kairi Shimada. Well, for Shimada on the season, he's batting .275. He's got no homers and 14 RBIs. They do have a couple of players at the top of the order that can run a little bit in Nakano and Shimada. No Koji Chikamoto tonight. In fact, a little bit disappointed that there's a number of players in the Giants lineup we're not going to see either. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Shimada. Shimada getting the start in center field. He chokes up on the bat, waiting on the offering from Hoda. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Mick in the house tonight. We appreciate you for being here, Mick. We got Japanese Central League action, and depending on how this game goes and when it wraps up, maybe we do a double tonight. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-2 to Shimada. Our friend Mick always jumps in here and lets us know what his picks usually are, so we're waiting on that update. See what he's got cooking for tonight. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shimada. Hoda comes set. As we said, pitching from the stretch with nobody on. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Shimada. A little bit different. As we said, the play-by-play that we're giving you tonight, we've seen the Giants earlier this year, and we've also seen the Tigers, but it's been since interleague play when we called these teams, so I'm curious to see how both of these teams look. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander Hoda kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted in the right field, and this ball is going to get down for a base hit in front of Shigenobu. So Shimada aboard with a 1-out single. That is going to bring up Mel Rojas Jr. Well, for Rojas Jr., he's batting .246 on the year. He's got 8 homers and 20 runs batted in. He had applied his trade in the Korean League before bouncing over to the Japanese League. It's his second year with the Tigers. As Rojas steps to the plate, he gets himself dug in. And now he steps back and he's going to reset himself. He's got the body armor all on the right arm, so he stays protected. And again, he steps back out of the box, so I'm not sure what's going on in there. He's trying to get himself set up, and the pitcher Hoda now gets himself on the rubber. He leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher Kita, and he comes set to the belt, and then he raises up. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. Off to the races was Shimada. It was a hit and run as Rojas fouls that one off over the third base dugout, and the count is 0-1 to Rojas Jr. Shimada had a good jump on the pitcher there. I wondered if they would have maybe just tried to straight steal him over rather than to put the hit and run on early here in the count. Sometimes you try to get the hitter into favorable hitters counts so they can get something good to hit. But with the speed of Shimada, one would have thought they may have just tried to take it outright. So here comes the 0-1 pitch to Rojas Jr. And Hoda delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away for a ball, and the count goes even to 1-1. Rojas Jr. will be followed by Teruaki Sato, who gets the start in right field tonight. Getting his lead over there is Shimada at first base. Hoda leans in, he checks the runners, he works set. And now here comes the offering to Rojas, but instead he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is Shimada. Our friend Mick says all money line, NPB and KBO games. He's got the Tigers tonight. He's got Yokohama, he's got SSG Landers, he's got the KT Wiz. All on his docket. I have to tell you, I'm not sure how this game will flow tonight. Be very interesting here. Only one game separates these two teams in the standings. And here comes the offering from Hoda. It's a fastball upstairs. There goes the runner. The throw down to second is in time. The tag is good, and that is going to retire Shimada. He's going to be caught stealing. That's going to go as a 2-6. He's going to be retired for the second out of the inning. The pitch to Rojas was a ball. So that's going to run the count 2 balls and 1 strike. We got our friend Ray Mancaro in the house here tonight. He says a first inning tie. Well, I guess we're going to find out what happens here. So that is retired Shimada for the second out of the inning. And here comes the offering here to Rojas. It's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Always welcome those who are new to the channel. We appreciate everybody who comes in to listen. As we said, it's the first time we're doing a Central League matchup this year tonight. And the pitch is a fastball ticket for a called third strike. And Rojas stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it here in the first inning for the Hanshin Tigers. There were no runs, no hits, no errors. Check that. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through a half inning. It's the Tigers, nothing, and the Giants coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. And we'll be doing the bottom of the first inning. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming up for the Giants. That means Naoki Yoshikawa, Shinosuke Shigenobu, and Yoshihiro Maru. 1, 2, 3 hitters in the batting order. And it'll be Shintaro Fujinami who is taking to the hill for the Tigers. Apologize, anybody tonight, if we butcher anybody's names in advance. As we said, we are not always as familiar with the Tigers and the Giants as we normally call the games in the Pacific League and the interleague play, so we don't see these teams all that often, but we're really excited to be able to do the game here tonight, as it was the early game on the docket, whereas most of the games that are being played, in fact, all the games that are going to be in the Pacific League will be later on this evening, North American time, or afternoon games or evening games in Japan. So it'll be Yoshikawa, Shigenobu, and Maru to face the starter Fujinami, has completed his warm-up tosses. So right-hander against the left-hander as Fujinami takes to the hill. Yoshikawa is digging himself set there in the batter's box. He brings a 284 average to the plate. He's got 5 homers and 23 runs batted in. Our friend Troy is in here, and he says, good pitchers or not so good pitchers tonight. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Well, I would hate to tell you, but I don't really know either of these two guys very well. And based on the numbers they put up this year, they have struggled quite a bit. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. Our friend Mick says he heard one of our songs at the Walgreens and thought it was pretty cool. That's kind of funny, actually. Walgreens is maybe playing our stuff. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1 to Yoshikawa. Yoshikawa batting from the left side. Another thing I'm kind of curious about is the timing of the innings. Normally in the Pacific League, we have it pretty much down where we kind of know exactly how quick it's going to be between the innings. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away over on the third base side, and the count is now 2-2. But is the Central League going to be a little bit different? Well, I guess we're going to find out tonight. I also can say that in Major League Baseball, it is always a little bit longer in between innings than in the Japanese League. The Japanese league is a lot quicker on and off the field. The tempo and pace of the game is much better than the MLB stuff. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. Fujinami fields it. He runs toward first, underhands it to the first baseman, Oyama, and that is going to retire Yoshikawa on a ground out 1-3. The first out of the inning, and will bring up the right fielder, Shinosuke Shigenobu. Well, for Shigenobu on the season, he's batting .231. He's got no homers and 7 runs batted in. So as I make my own notes here and check off some of the stuff, he bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Fujinami. And as he gets the sign from his catcher Umeno and he's ready to go to work, he rocks into the motion. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Our friend Rose City Floor Hockey says Walgreens should pay you royalties in baseball fat packs. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 1-1 to Shigenobu. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Fujinami goes back to work quickly. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 1-2 to Shigenobu. Fujinami wastes very little time. He gets the ball and he gets going. As he rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. Well, this is a good sign if Fujinami's picking up the pace, because when we did the Tigers a couple of times in the exhibition season and as well during the interleague play, some of their relievers in the bullpen took forever to throw pitches in between. And there's a fastball swung on it. Is lifted into shallow center field. Racing in on it and making the grab is Shimada. And that is going to retire Shigenobu for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to leave it all up to Yoshihiro Maru. Defensively tonight for the Tigers, we'll go from left to right. It's Melo Rojas Jr. in left. The center fielder is Kari Shimada. The right fielder is Teruki Sato. Around the horn from first to third, it's Yusuke Oyama at first. The second baseman is Seiya Kanami. The shortstop is Takuma Nakano. And at third base, it's Kento Itohara. The catcher is Ryotaro Umeno. And the pitcher, of course, is Shintaro Fujinami. So here comes the first offering to Yoshihiro Maru. As Fujinami rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. Maru hitting .278. He's got 22 homers and 51 runs batted in on the year. Rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And the count goes even to 1-1. One of the things I was a little bit disappointed with tonight is not in the lineup for the Giants. Hayato Sakamoto, the shortstop, Adam Walker, or Gregory Polanco. And there's a fastball swung on it. Is lined to the second baseman, Kinami, who leaps and makes the catch. And that is going to do it here as the Giants go quietly in their half of the inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 1 complete. It is the Tigers nothing, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. Top of the second inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate you all for being here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. A special hello to Reese Wiggins, who is subscribed to the channel. We appreciate you and your support there, Reese. We got CV Baseball Card Collector in the house and Rayman Caro. Welcome to those fellas as well. Coming up for the Hanshin Tigers, it's going to be the heart of the batting order. It'll be Teruki Sato, Yasuki Oyama, and Kento Itohara, as they are going to be facing Kenshin Hoda here for the first time. For Sato on the season, he is batting .260. He's got 17 homers and 67 RBIs. He's one of the players that I'm very impressed with. When I look at him, I think that there is a major league prospect in this body. Not just that as a player. I think of certain players. Obviously, Murakami for the Swallows is another easy one that you could think of. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball one. But I really like Teruki Sato. He's getting the start in right field tonight. Also seen him play some third base as well. Batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Hoda, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count goes even at 1-1. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says, I scored at Walgreens all hangers. He says, does anybody buy Otani Japanese cards? There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. Yeah, they do. I mean, it was funny when I was over in Japan a couple of years ago and I picked up some stuff, especially the old stuff. Very hard to find, very difficult to locate in certain spots, especially the older things, older stuff. Had to do a lot of hunting for things. And here's the pitch to Sato. It is swung on. It is popped up over on the third base side. It's in foul territory. Lots of room for the third baseman, Okamoto. He makes the catch, and that is going to retire Sato for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Yasuki Oyama. So for Oyama, he's hitting .249 on the year. He's got 22 homers and 71 runs batted in. He steps in on the right side, ready to face the offering here from Hoda. As Hoda comes set, and now he kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Our friend CV says, same thing for him in Mexico City. Hard to find stuff. Yeah, you really had to scratch around and look and all kinds of different stuff, even specifically in the off season. As a breaking ball misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. One thing I was kind of surprised is when you're in North America, you see a lot of the merchandise in North America where people will have all kinds of stuff that you'll see people wearing hats and shirts or whatever all times of the year. As a breaking ball is swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. But certainly during the off season in Japan, you rarely see people wearing hats and different things of that nature, paraphernalia. And I do have to say the Japanese public, very well dressed, not quite like the North Americans where we don't always seem to dress as well in a lot of the centers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Oyama is gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kento Itohara. For Itohara on the season, he's batting .245. He's got 3 homers and 31 runs batted in. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Hoda. If you would have told me before this game started we'd have a pitcher's duel on our hands, I might have laughed. And there's a fastball swung on it. It's lined into center. It's going to get down for a base hit, and Itohara is aboard with a 2-out single. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Seiya Kanami. Although I have to say, the way these two teams have been, it's not been so hot. Our friend Reese says, let's go Tigers. Oh, I appreciate you joining us on the channel here, Reese, and we thank you for listening in tonight. And hopefully you'll join us for some more action as we do quite a bit of the NPB stuff. It's just not always the Central League action, but we're glad we can give it to you tonight here. So here comes the first offering to Seiya Kanami, who stands in waiting from the right-handed pitching Hoda. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kanami batting .225 on the year with a homer and a couple RBIs. He gets the nod at second base tonight. Another thing I'm curious about is if the pitching changes, how they will function a little differently, because there's no DH in the Central League. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Mick has jumped on the bandwagon, fist pumping for the Hanshin Tigers. I should have worn my Hanshin Tiger hat tonight while doing the game. I've got a hat given to me a number of years ago. It sits on my cabinet, although I'm not partial to either one of these teams. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. As Hoda holds set, he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. Keeps the count at no balls and 2 strikes. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kanami. A right-hander Hoda leans in. He gets the sign. He checks the runner over at first. And now he comes set. And he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We are going to be back on the airwaves late tomorrow night with more NPB action. I always kind of chuckle. I say if this game can end a little bit early, we might even try to squeeze another one in late night. So here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-2. But a lot depends on how I feel. If I'm going to be able to make it through this, the pace and tempo of this game will have to dictate a little bit of what we do if we add another one to the stream tonight. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kanami. The runner at first is Itohara. Hoda checks the runner, and he now comes set. And here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball down. They appeal over to the third base umpire as the batter, Kanami, checked his swing. They say he didn't go, and that's going to run the count now full to 3-2. It was a nice stop by the catcher, Kita. That pitch was down in the dirt. He had to block that. The runner, Itohara, anticipated wanting to go to second base, but he threw on the brakes pretty quick. Our friend Mick says, finally got on the website and saw a pic of you. Finally got the voice to the face. There we go. Appreciate you. There's a fastball that misses down. That's going to be ball 4. And so all of the action here has started with 2 outs in the second inning. Is after the first 2 outs, Itohara singled, and now Kanami has drawn himself a walk. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Ryotaro Umeno. Friend Mick says we should do the Baystar game later. Not sure what I would probably look at doing. I think that the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are sending Masahiro Tanaka to the mound, and if I was going to pick a game, that would probably be the one I would lean to, as Tanaka is one of the ones there. Our friend TMT for Life jumps in and he says, Link. Link to what? So here comes the offering. It is a fastball that is down, but the home plate umpire goes up with the right hand as he feels Umeno went around on the pitch. So the count is 0-1. Our friend Mick says the Giants have lost 5 of their last 6 against the Tigers. The Giants are languishing in 5th place in the Central League. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. TMT says, link to the picture of you. It's on our website. If you go to lastrapsbaseball.com, you'll be able to see that there. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Friend Reese says, do you prefer the no DH the way the MLB is doing it with the league? There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2 to Umeno. Or do you think it's beneficial for pitchers to hit? Well, my honest opinion is if you would have asked me 25 years ago, I would have told you I much preferred the DH because I grew up in a market where the designated hitter was prevalent. That was the type of baseball I got used to watching. But as I got older, the strategy of the game of baseball is much more entertaining when you have pitchers hitting and double switches. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to be cut off by the right fielder, and that is going to score a run. And the first run of the ball game has been scored by Kento Itohara. An RBI single for Umeno. Kanami is going to go all the way around to third. And the Tigers have opened the scoring here in the second inning with a 1-0 lead, as Ito Hara has cashed in the first run for the Tigers. So 1-0 is the scoreline, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, Shintaro Fujinami. So for Fujinami on the season, he's got no batting average, no hits at this point, nothing across the slash line. So back to the question that Reeson asked, do you prefer that? So I do like the pitchers hitting. I think it adds to strategy of the game. It also takes a hitter out of the lineup. And people will sometimes say, well, you lose the offense. But in some ways, if you've got a pitcher who can hit, that makes it way more exciting, especially when you've got like a Madison Bumgarner or a Zach Greinke. Guys who can swing the bat a little bit. It's always fun to watch those guys. And of course, then you have the strategy of when to take guys out and when not to. And here's the first pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats right behind home plate. The count is 0-1 to Fujinami. So here you have that perfect situation right here is you'll get into a situation in the ball game, maybe in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning, and you might have runners on the corner and 2 out, and you say, do you leave your pitcher in? Do you take him out? What if it's a reliever in the game? Do you want to leave that reliever in? Do you take him out? I just think it just adds to the dimension of the sport. So it's a lot more fun that way. And there's a fastball that's on the outside corner taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. But again, that's just my opinion, and other people will say different. The designated hitter, of course, if pitchers have a batting average of around 180, I think it's the designated hitters hit like 90 points higher than the pitchers. As the catcher, Kita, jumps out and gives the signs for the first and third situation. The runner, Kanami, is at third. The runner at first is Umeno. There's 2 gone here in the second. All of the action started with 2 outs. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. I think if I'm Hoda, I'm not wasting any time here. I'm going right after Fujinami. And I'd be challenging him with a fastball right now. Some high heat. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hoda gets the sign from his catcher and checks the runner over at first, and he works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Fujinami is down on strikes, and that is going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the inning. There was 1 run in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 1.5. It is the Hanshin Tigers 1, the Yomiuri Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate you all for jumping in here tonight. I'll be right back after this. Some more Japanese Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order coming up for the Yomiuri Giants here in the bottom of the second inning. That means Sho Nakata, Kazuma Okamoto, and Zealous Wheeler to face the right-hander Shintaro Fujinami. Now, we were talking about some of the other stuff. Our friend Mick says he really doesn't like it when they take a pitcher out after 1 inning and he's got 3 Ks. Well, that's what forces you to have the strategy, certainly when you have to decide whether you're going to leave the guy in or you're going to take him out or what you're going to do with them. I think that's very, very important. Our friend in the Rose City says, I think all teams should have, it looks like a tiger. Yeah, possibly. Maybe a Detroit Tiger. The Detroit Tigers should be relegated to play in the Japanese league the way they've been playing this year. So Fujinami has completed his warm-up tosses. That's the one thing is that you notice is that when the pitcher has hit, it's a little bit slower in between the innings. You don't have that so much in the Pacific League as they don't hit, they're ready to go. Here comes Fujinami rocking into the motion. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 12 pitches in the first inning for Fujinami. Very effective in his first inning of work. He rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded over to first. It is fielded neatly by Oyama. He's going to take it himself as he steps on the bag, and that's going to retire Nakata on a ground out to 3 for out number 1. So 1 giant up and 1 giant away here in the second inning. Friend Mick says it's dumb in some cases when the next pitcher tosses the game or the lead. Yeah, it's a problem. Again, as I say, when you have to make those changes, you have to make those decisions, and you're often having to be forced to say, hey, am I going to make the move for offense, for defense? That's the beauty of it. That's where it really forces the people to have to manage. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Kazuma Okamoto. Okamoto batting .240 on the year, but he's got 23 homers and 67 runs batted in. You'll see a lot of home runs in this Giant lineup. They've got a pile of guys that are in double-digit home runs. Not necessarily all tonight because there's only 3 in the lineup. They're missing Polanco and Adam Walker and Sakamoto this evening. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. It is fielded by the center fielder Shimada, and he fires it back in. So a 1-out single by Okamoto, and that is going to bring up Zealous Wheeler. The Tokyo Dome is well known as being a launching pad. The ball travels, you think of it like the Rogers Center, the ball just leaves the park one after another. And so some of these home run numbers, I often think need to have some asterisks beside them, because I don't know if in this particular park, even though you see a lot of home runs, it necessarily is indicative of what you might see in other ballparks. So Zealous Wheeler steps to the plate. Wheeler's batting .186. He's got a couple of homers and 4 RBIs. He's really in the twilight of his NPB career, at least as far as I'm concerned, and probably this might be his final year. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. Wheeler spent a lot of time in the NPB with the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And he came over to the Giants before the 2020 season. As they pitch it as a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. First 5 years of his NPB career were spent with Tohoku. During that time, he pounded out 31 homers back in the 2017 season. At 27 in 2016, he's not been anywhere near that since. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. But he career .263 hitter in his time in the NPB. He had a good year in 121 games last year. He had .289 for Yomiuri. We said he's getting a little bit long in the tooth and would have to think that he's probably in his final season in the NPB. He swings at a fastball and fouls that one away, and count is now 2-2. He's 35 years old. He'll be 36 in January. Originally played his big league games played with the New York Yankees. Had a cup of coffee with the Yanks. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Wheeler. As Fujinami leans in, he gets the sign from his catcher, and now he's ready to go to work. He comes set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is spiked into the dirt. Good stop there by the catcher Umeno, and that's going to run the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Reese says, never forget the Ohtani home run that went through the roof of the dome. I have to go and take a look at that one. Our friend CB Baseball Card Collector says, what's Sadahara O up to now? It's a good question. Sadahara O managed the World Baseball, one of the World Baseball Classic teams, or the first 2 teams. He won that. He was involved with the Giants organization for many years. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is looped over the head of the shortstop. It's going to get down for a base hit into left field. And stopping at second base is going to be Okamoto. Wheeler has got himself a single. They're going to have to wipe the blood off of that one. And is going to put runners at first and second with 1 out, and that's going to bring up the shortstop tonight in Akira Wakabayashi. So for Wakabayashi, he's batting .250 on the year. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. He gets the nod at shortstop tonight. So Wakabayashi strides to the plate. Ready to get the first offering here from Fujinami. I forget who was jumping in on the stream earlier looking for the tie through 3 innings. Well, you're going to have to do a little bit of work here if you're going to get that tie through 3. So Wakabayashi batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Fujinami. He waggles the bat. And now here comes Fujinami. He works set. He checks the runner, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. Is tapped back to the pitcher. He throws to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. It's going to retire Wheeler at second base on a fielder's choice. That is going to be 1-6. He's erased for the second out of the inning. Okamoto advances to third. Wakabayashi reaches safely on the fielder's choice, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Ryosuke Kita. So 2 gone with runners on the corners. And Kita steps to the plate. Kita, no batting average. He wears the large number 94. He has only had a few plate appearances. This is his rookie season in the NPB, so I really don't know what to expect from him. I've never seen him play before. He's had 4 plate appearances, and all 4 times he hasn't got a hit. He's bounced into a double play. He has scored a couple of runs as he's been a pinch runner. So here comes the first offering now from Fujinami. He works set. Kita waiting on the first pitch, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, is lifted down the right field line. That ball is going to fall into the temporary seating. The count is quickly 0-1. As I said, there's a lot of nooks and crannies, and it looks like Kita has broken his bat. He's going to go over and get a new piece of lumber. As that bat was retired, it cut it down a little bit on the fists. So no balls and 1 strike to Kita. Kita digs himself back in there. Our friend Mick is pretty jazzed about his Korean scores, as he likes some of that stuff as well. So here comes the 0-1 offering to Kita, as he's ready to go battle again against Fujinami. Fujinami delivers. It's a fastball swung on it, missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Sometimes the folks are always looking for information on how fast the pitches were or were. I'll try and update you on that. It's a little different look that we get on this one. As the catcher, Umeno, jumps out in front of the plate and he flashes the first and third signs to the defense. Runner at first is Wakabayashi. The runner at third is Okamoto. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the second inning. The Giants are threatening as Fujinami gets ready to deliver here to Kita. It's no balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kita. It'll be the pitcher, Hanshin, who waits his turn on deck. Should Kita find a way on here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kita chokes up. He waggles the bat. And now he waits on the offering from Fujinami. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul over the first base dugout. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'll try to update you on scores from around the NPB tonight. But as we said, all of the games that are going to be going on in the Pacific League are later starts. So here we go back to the action again. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. And this ball is lined into the temporary seating down the left field line. And there was a fan in that temporary seating who made a nice catch. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. As we mentioned before, we get to see the fans are wearing all these helmets in the Pepe Dome. Over there, I don't see so many people wearing the helmets. I don't know if that's the case or not. Only one other game currently going on in the NPB. That's the Yakult Swallows and Chinichi Dragons. It is a 2-0 ball game for the Swallows over the Dragons tonight. That game is in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And here comes the offering from Fujinami. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded slowly over to short. It is fielded neatly by the shortstop Nakano. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Kita on a ground out 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Giants threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left aboard. We're now through 2 complete. It is the Hanshin Tigers 1, the Yomiuri Giants, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments to call the top of the 3rd inning. Appreciate you all for being here. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out. Let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 3rd inning, and coming up to bat for the Tigers will be the top of the order. It's going to be Nakano, Shimida, and Rojas Jr. to face the right-hander Hanshin. Hoda got himself into trouble in the last half inning. He retired the first 2 batters he faced. He allowed the single to Itohara, a walk to Kanami, a single to Ameno, which ended up putting the first run on the board for the Tigers. So they find themselves in the hole 1-0 as Hanshin comes to bat here in the 3rd. And so here comes the first offering from Hoda as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Mick says, anything Bob is priceless, not pointless, Steve. Well, maybe there's other stuff that's pointless, but not priceless. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep center field, racing back on it. But just ahead of the warning track is the center fielder Maru, and he's going to make the catch. And with 1 up, there is 1 away here in the 3rd inning, and that will bring up the center fielder Kairi Shimada. Well, for Shimada tonight, he is 1-for-1, but he was caught stealing back in the first inning as he was gunned down by the catcher Kita. So Shimada entered the ball game tonight hitting .275 as he waits on the offering here from the righty, and he squares the bunt, but he pulls back as that one's down in the dirt for ball one, and the count is 1-0. 41 pitches through the first 2 innings for Hoda. Not as economical as his counterpart Fujinami. So Hoda leads in. He gets the sign from his catcher Kita, and he works set. As we said, he throws from the stretch with nobody on. He just works a little bit quicker. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Hoda again ready to go to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses way up high, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So here comes the offering again from Hoda. It's a fastball swung on it, is grounded right to the first baseman, Nakata. He fields it and steps on the bag, and that is going to retire Shimada on a ground out to 3. The second out of the inning, so 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to bring up Mel Rojas Jr. Friend Mick says, in the game show 22, you start in Double-A. I have to say, I really haven't spent much time looking at the gaming stuff. I know people were, when it came out, I believe at the end of March last year, a lot of the gaming channels, people were playing the game on the debut, which was kind of cool to see. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away by Rojas, and the count is 0-1. For Rojas Jr. tonight, he is 0-for-1. He struck out looking his first time up. He entered the game tonight hitting .246. He's got 8 homers and 20 RBIs. So no balls and 1 strike to Rojas Jr. as the righty Hoda comes to deliver, and there's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded foul just past the bag at first base. It's going to run the count to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Remember last year on the NPB site, they gave the average times of the game between the Central League and the Pacific League. I'd be curious to know which ones go quicker. Typically, in North America, when our friend CV Baseball Card Collector was in here earlier, we were talking about, as well as Reese, we're talking about pitchers hitting and versus the DH. Typically, the National League games always used to go a little bit quicker than the American League games. And there's a fastball swung on it, is lined up the middle for a base hit. That is going to be a single for Rojas Jr. as he's aboard with a 2-out hit, and that's going to bring up Teruaki Sato to the plate. And I think one of the reasons why it was about 20 minutes that the National League games would be less than the American League games they would finish, and that was because of the pitcher hitting. You've got a dead out in your lineup most of the time. So it just quickens up the pace of the play because the pitchers traditionally are not as good at hitters as the guys who are being paid to hit, like a Harold Baines or a David Ortiz or maybe an Edgar Martinez later in his career. So Rojas is the runner at first. Teruaki Sato steps up to the plate, hitting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Hoda. Holds set, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sato waggles the bat, waiting here on the offering from the righty Hoda, who works set. He checks the runner, and now he delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep center field. Racing back on the warning track and looking up, and this one is gone. A home run for Sato. A 2-run shot to straightaway center field, and that is going to put the Tigers up 3-0. You could just see it coming all over again here for the starter Hoda. He retires the first 2 runners in the inning, and then it's kind of a chintzy base hit single by Rojas into center field. And then Sato does the damage with a 2-run shot, and that has increased the Tigers' lead to 3-0 here in the inning. Just not able in the second inning or in the third inning to get that final out. as Sato is getting the high fives as he returns to the dugout as he's hit number 18 on the season. That ball left the yard in a hurry. It was pretty much in the camera well where the media is and where the angle is for the game from the television where you're able to get the view where the cameras are. There's a first pitch breaking ball that's delivered to Oyama. He takes it for ball 1. So 1-0 to Oyama here. But that's where the television crew and the folks that are working in the media are sitting. There's a fastball swung on and fouled off into the feet of Oyama. So 1 ball and 1 strike. But that ball was an absolute no-doubter. It was a good job by Sato. He kept his hands inside the ball. There was a lot of loft on it, and that ball just got out in a hurry. All Maru could do is stand there and watch it sail out with everybody else. So here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that is down, but the home plate umpire says that Oyama has offered, and the count is now 0-2 or 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Oyama. And here we go back at it again as Hoda now kicks and he delivers. It's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Oyama here for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, too little, too late. There were 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left the board. Their score through 2.5. It is the Hanshin Tigers 3, the Yomiuri Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call right after this. Here's our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Yomiuri Giants. That means Kenshin Hoda, at the top of the order, Naoki Yoshikawa, then Shinosuke Shigenobu to face the right-hander Shintaro Fujinami. The 2-run shot in the 3rd inning has increased the lead to 3-0 as Teruyuki Sato has added to his home run total on the season. So here we go back to the fray as the first pitch is going to be offered here. As a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Hoda. I will say this, though, when I watch some of the hitters here the pitchers hit, and it's something I like to see is both of the pitchers, whether it be whoever it would be, both look pretty good. Although I have to say, it looks like I have to take a look and do a double take if it is going to be Hoda hitting here, but looks like we have a pinch hitter on our hands. This is number 51 in the ball game. So there's a fastball swung on and missed. Sometimes we're a little bit slow in getting the stuff there as it looks like it's going to be Hoda's night is going to be done. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire the pinch hitter here. As that is Takamaru, who is gone and retired here for the 1st out of the inning. So already a pinch hitter has come to bat and been used in this one. I'm having a bit of a struggle to find out who he is, number 51. Not on our first roster, not on our second one. There it is. There is Takamura Yayoida. So he is the pinch hitter who has been retired, and that brings up the top of the order, Yoki Yoshikawa. And the first pitch to Yoshikawa is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Counted as 0-1. Yoshikawa tonight 0 for 1. Grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. As he waits on the offering here from Fujinami, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-2. So curious to see what the Giants are going to do next for their next pitcher, as the night for Hoda is already finished. So Fujinami gets the sign from his catcher Umeno, and he rocks into the motion. And now he delivers. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now is 1-2 strikes to Yoshikawa. Right-hander ready to go again. Now he rocks into the windup. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that is swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 1-2 strikes. So 1-2 strikes to Yoshikawa. Shigenobu is waiting on deck, as there's one gone here for the Giants in the bottom of the third inning. So here's Fujinami. He rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on it. It is tapped back to the pitcher. Fujinami fires it over to first base, and that's going to retire Yoshikawa on a ground out 1-3. That's the same way that Yoshikawa went down the first time. So both times to bat, he's played pepper with the pitcher. That is going to retire him for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Shinosuke Shigenobu. Our friend Mick says the Tigers player that they just showed on TV that hit the home run looks mixed. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Sato, if he is or not. I think Richard Sunagawa, for sure, for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. There's a few other players possibly are as well. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Mick says he just put on the game. SSG is up 6-0. So Fujinami rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside and goes all the way to the backstop, and the count's going to be 1-1 to Shigenobu. Pitch there just sailed right over the glove of the catcher Umeno. So Fujinami gets the sign from his catcher. He rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded foul. Nice play by the first base coach, who makes a one-handed play and fires it back over, but that's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1-2 strikes to Shigenobu. The right-hander Fujinami gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go back to work. He rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded softly to first. Fielded neatly by the first baseman Oyama. He steps on the bag, and that is going to do it, as we have a ground out to 3 for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're going to have a pitching change for the Giants. We are now through 3 complete. It is the Tigers 3, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this with our call. Here's another one of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories. Check it out. Welcome back, everybody. The Giants have gone to the bullpen, and they are bringing in a left-hander. It's going to be Kyosuke Takagi, as he is going to be taking over for Kenshin Hoda here. Hoda had worked his 3 innings, and it was the big blow there in the last inning. And the thing about Hoda is that in both the second inning and the third inning, all the damage came with 2 outs. Wasn't able to retire the side. He got the first 2 outs, and then it was a bit of a leaky vessel after that. So they've gone to the bullpen, and we're going to see Kyosuke Takagi entering the fray here. So for Takagi on the season, this is his 13th appearance. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He's worked 13 2/3 innings. He's allowed 13 hits. He's walked 4 and struck out 10, and he's got an earned run average of 1.32. So he is on a relief, and this could signal the pitching parade here for the Giants tonight. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that just misses for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. It is Kento Itohara, Seiya Kanami, and Ryondo Imeno here to face him. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Mick says that he notices that the Japanese and Korean players loop the bat after they swing. Yeah, it's almost like a baton twirl. Every time they take their swing and they do this little twirl of the bat. I think that's what you're referring to. That's kind of interesting. And there is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 2-1. Seen that a few times, that they can do some different types of bat maneuvers that you don't necessarily see in the North American or the Latin American game. And there is a fastball swung on, and this ball is lined into left field. It's going to be a base hit past the glove of the shortstop, Wakabayashi. So Itohara has got his second hit of the night. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Seiya Kanami. Our friend TMT for Life says, do they use axe handle bats? Good question. I've not seen any axe handle bats, but that's not to say that they haven't. I do see them sometimes in the big leagues. I see some of the Seattle Mariners will use the axe handle bats. My thoughts on the axe handle bats is they're kind of gimmicky. I'm not a big fan. It's not going to increase your bat speed. Your core strength will help you. There's a fastball that is missing up high, and the count is 1-0. I remember I was in Nashville one year for the AABC, American Baseball Coaches, or ABCA, American Baseball Coaches Association Conference, and they have a big show every year. As here comes the 1-0 offering to Kanami. It kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-1. And I remember seeing the axe bats and talking to the guys, and they'll say, it's going to help you swing faster. And I go, well, it's going to help me swing faster. It's not going to work for my game. My game's long done. But, you know, we're talking about nickels and dimes. And there's a ball that's thrown over to first base, and getting back in time is Itohara. It's kind of like buying a set of $5,000 golf clubs. I could go out and buy a set of $5,000 golf clubs. I'm still going to hit 95 for 18 holes. And the reason for that is I never go to the driving range. I never practice. I don't do anything, and I expect that I'm going to hit better than that. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. But some people just like the feel of it. They like the feel in the hand of the axe handle. As I see a couple of the players in this one here, we see that their knob of the bat is a little bit thicker. I used to have some players sometimes that liked a thick knob, and they would tape up the knob of the bat to make it that way. There's a fastball that is swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder, Shigenobu, who's going to make the catch. It's going to retire Kanami for the first out of the inning. TMT says, well, I think it also helps him not turn the hand over. Well, I'm not so sure about that, and I'll give you an explanation why, or at least I'll give you a thought as to why. The players that are traditionally top hand dominant, if you ever look at dominance of the hands, you'll have some players that are bottom hand dominant, some guys are top hand dominant. guys that are tendency to be top hand dominant have a tendency to pull the ball more. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1 to Ameno. Ameno tonight is 1 for 1. He's got a single and an RBI as he knocked in the first run of the ball game back in the second inning. I guess where I'm going with that is guys who are top hand dominant have a tendency to pull the ball more. And if they pull the ball more, there's more opportunity for them to roll the ball over more. Whereas guys who are bottom hand dominant have a better ability to go the other way and to stay inside the ball a little bit more. You'll have some guys that are both top and bottom hand that are kind of equal. And that's where you want to be able to achieve with those kind of guys. So there's a ball that misses to Ameno, and the count is 1-1. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, swung on it, missed. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mick says why guys use pine tar. They use pine tar to be able to get a grip on the bat. Some guys like the bat a little bit more grippy than others. I think of Will Myers, who doesn't use the gloves. He likes to go down and grab the dirt, where he wants it a little bit looser in his hands. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. But again, that's just my thought on that. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ameno batting from the right side against the left-handed throwing Takagi. As the lefty now comes set, he checks the runner at first. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that just misses outside. It's going to run the count to 3-2. So we'll have to keep our eye on the runner, Ito Hara, to see if they're going to put him on the move. Even though there's 1 out, they may want to try to stay out of a double play. Although they do have the pitcher up, so that always begs the question. Will they do that with the pitcher batting next? Because if they get thrown out, it's going to bring the pitcher to lead off the next inning. There's a fastball that is taken inside. They did send the runner. Well, that is going to be ball 4 to Ameno. He's going to get himself a walk. It's going to put Ito Hara over to second. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Shintaro Fujinami. It's also going to bring out the catcher, Kita, to talk to his left-hander on the mound. So that conference is over, and now Fujinami comes to the plate. Now, Fujinami's still looking for his first hit this year. I would think that you got to be keeping an eye here for a bunt, maybe a possible safety squeeze, or not a safety squeeze because there's runners up first and second, but a possible bunt situation here. The Giants are thinking the same thing as they've come out and are flashing their signs. So the bunt defense, they've got the corners in. They've got 2 up the middle. So they're looking to turn 2 in the middle of the infield. Our friend TMT says, do they still play the old extra inning rules? And there is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So there's no ghost runner, correct, as Mick says, but they only played until the 12th inning. So there's not as many ties this year because last year they were only playing 9 innings. And when they were playing 9 innings last year, it was, if it ended in a tie, it ended in a tie. And we saw some, I think it was double-digit games, double-digit ties for a lot of teams, 14, 15, 16 ties. So Fujinami's already squared around to bunt as the lefty Takagi has got the sign from his catcher. Here's the pitch, and he bunts it down, and it's a decent one. It's down to third base line, barehanded by the third baseman Okamoto, who fires to first, and that's barely going to get Fujinami. That was a great bunt by the pitcher. That's exciting right there. When you get good execution, it moves the runners over to second and third. That's going to be as a sack. It's going to go 5-4 as the second baseman came over to cover on that one. But a fantastic bunt by Fujinami. He's retired for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the top of the order and Takuma Nakano. Well, Nakano tonight 0 for 2. He's struck out looking his first time up, and he has flown out to center field. So he's waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the left-hander Takagi. Comes set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball. Swung on it. Missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Mick says you could tell he didn't want to bunt. No, you could tell he wanted to bunt. He was up there before the pitcher even got on the rubber. He was already squaring around. And it was a great job. Great bunt. Fantastic. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. Bunting becomes an attitude. It becomes a culture. You don't see it as much in the North American game, and I think that's kind of cheapened the game a little bit. It's the skill that is certainly lost in the North American. I don't just want to say North American. It's the Latin American game too. Nothing like a 3-run homer to get the crowd excited, but you can play the game in different ways, and that also makes it exciting. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2 to Nakano. Just a look at the out-of-town scoreboard at the top of the 4th inning. The Swallows have a 3-1 lead over the Dragons. The game's got a lot of life in it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nakano. The runner at third is Itohara. The runner at second is Umeno. There's 2 gone here in the top of the 4th. And there's a fastball swung on it as pop foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. 20 pitches already here in the inning for Takagi. Our friend TMT says, Giants were a trap bet, and I couldn't find a stream. That's why I'm here. Well, we'll give you some hints here, TMT, while you're here, and we're glad you are here. So we'll help you out with the stream, and maybe as it's in Japanese, but a lot of the people who do come in here is they are able to sync up our play-by-play versus that of the stream they watch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-2. I'll give you a little bit of information here, and you'll have to go on Google. If you can use Google, then you'll have to go and find it, but we'll help you out a little bit. And here comes the 2-2. So there's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded foul just past the first base box, and the count remains at 2-2. We can't post the links. That'll get us in trouble and boot it off of YouTube and in trouble with everybody else. But if you go to Google and type in live QQ, and when you get to that site, you're going to have to do some searching because there's a lot of Chinese characters around there, but it'll be able to get you to a ball game. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And it is a fastball swung on it. It is grounded to third. Great play by the third baseman who falls. He throws to first, but it's not going to be in time. Fantastic play by the third baseman, Okamoto, who dove to his left. It looked like he might have caught his cleats when he went up to throw. He threw it over to first base. It was a bang-bang play. Reaching safely is Nakano. He's going to get himself an infield single. Scoring on the play is Itohara. That's going to increase the score to 4-0. Okamoto just couldn't quite get there. It's going to advance the runner, Umeno, over to third, and they've got runners on the corners. It's a 4-0 ball game here. So a fabulous play by Okamoto, but unfortunately couldn't get the speedy Nakano. Well, that's going to bring up Kairi Shimada to the plate. Shimada is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single he was caught stealing. Then he grounded out to first. So he steps in here, ready to face the offering from the lefty Takagi. Takagi holds set. Now he delivers it. He squares the bunt, and it's a good one. It's down the third base line. Takagi fields it. Coming home to score is going to be the base runner Umeno, and everybody's going to be safe. That's a pretty gutsy call with 2 outs that he's going to bunt down the third base line for a base hit, but it's going to be a single and an RBI, and it is going to increase the lead to 5-0 here for the Tigers. The Giants pitching coach is on a dead sprint out to the mound to talk to his left-hander. This game is starting to get out of hand here in Tokyo. It's one of the larger crowds I've witnessed this year. There's got to be close to a full house in Tokyo. So that's going to put runners At first and second, it's going to bring Mel Rojas Jr. to the plate. Our friend Nick says he's trying to perfect the show. He's only had 2-out bunts that scored, successful 2-out bunts. That's kind of funny. That's Tigers baseball. Well, that brings Mel Rojas Jr. to the plate, who's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and scored a run, and he has struck out looking in his 2 trips to the plate. And here comes the first offering from the lefty Takagi, and it's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Rojas Jr. Establishing his lead over at first is the runner Shimada. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 1-1. So 5-0 here in the 4th inning. The Giants bullpen is definitely not one of the better bullpens in the NPB. They are threatening and looking to add more on the board here with 2 out. With the meat of the order here at the plate. Now here comes the 1-1 pitch to Rojas Jr. Takagi looks at the runner at second. He delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away right off the mask. So our friend TMT says, how do I find the game? Well, that's where you got to be a bit of a sleuth. You're going to go across the top. You're going to see some characters, some different lettering. I think it's the 3rd or the 4th one over that you're going to see a drop-down menu. And I hate to tell you, you're just going to have to play around with it, because for me to describe it to you right now, it's going to just take up too much time. And I don't mean to say that out of disrespect, but we're going to keep the continuity of the game going here. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. Okamoto fields it. He fires to first. And that is going to retire Rojas Jr. on a ground out 5-3, but more damage has been done, as there was 2 runs scored in the inning on 3 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score through 3.5. It is a 5-0 scoreline for the Tigers. Try to help you out a little bit, TMT, in between the next half inning, so stick around. We'll be right back after this. Hang tight, guys. 5-0 for the Tigers. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Giants coming to bat. That means Yoshihiro Maru, Sho Nakata, and Kazuma Okamoto. They're going to be facing the right-hander Shintaro Fujinami, who is back out for his 4th inning of work. 43 pitches through the first 3 innings for the right-hander, as he's ready to take on the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the order for the Giants. As he rocks into the motion and the first pitch, he delivers it as a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend TMT was looking for some stuff, and he's been able to find it. That's awesome, TMT, and so hopefully you can sync it up where you got both of us going there. There's a fastball inside that is taken for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Demon Slayer is in the house tonight. We welcome you. And that is a good run for the Tigers. I'm not sure. They've already taken the starting pitcher out. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's into the corner. It's down for a base hit. Rounding first and heading into second with a stand-up double here to start the bottom of the fourth inning is Maru. And that is going to put runner at second base with nobody out. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Sho Nakata. Well, TMT, that's awesome. We're glad for that there. Hopefully we can help you out. Otherwise, it was going to be a struggle over 2 or 3 innings to kind of lead you through that a little bit, but we're glad you can make that work. That's what a lot of folks do is they link it up that way, and then they've got us to give them some of that stuff, and we can give you all that information, and we can have a little banter going back and forth while we watch the game. So this is going to bring up Sho Nakata, who grounded out to first his first time up. Our friend Demon Slayer says he just made some crab and shrimp pasta. That actually sounds really good. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Nakata. Nakata tonight 0 for 1. He grounded to first his first time up. From if I said it right, Bodaga Bay. There's a lot of scallops up around Qualicum Beach in our parts up here. And the other thing that's pretty big is the Dungeness crab at certain times of the year. So that is some pretty decent stuff. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Nakata. I just have to be really careful these days about some of the foods that I'm eating. I have to cut certain things out of my diet. Pretty much all the red meat has been shelved. A little bit of pork from time to time, and it's my least favorite red meat, but beef, lamb, all gone to the wayside. Not because of choice, but because of health. And here comes the offering from Fujihara, and he delivers Fujinami, and it's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Nakata is down on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kazuma Okamoto. Well, Okamoto made that nice play in the last half inning. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to throw the batter out in Shimada as he was able to knock in the run. It was a really, really tough play, or I should say Nakata, as it was a really tough play as he had to go to his left. But he's going to try to make amends here as he singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Okamoto. As I mentioned before, it's been the first time we've seen these teams in a while. The Tigers and the Giants we called earlier this year. So excited to see some of this action. As it is here, we are in the month of August. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside. And the count is now 2-0 to Okamoto. Waiting on deck is the left fielder, Zealous Wheeler. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Okamoto is going to have himself a single. Oh, check that. That was the highlight of what it was before. I hate when they do that. They don't show you that you're given the replay on it. It looked like it was everything all over again. So here is the pitch. It's swung on and fouled away, and the count is 2-1. Good boy. So 2 balls and 1 strike. I got all excited on that one there, and in the middle of the bat, they're showing the previous at bat. I wonder it looked pretty good. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Okamoto as he waggles the bat. And here comes the offering from Fujinami. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. Throws over to first, and that is going to retire Okamoto on a ground out 6-3. Our friend Joe's in the house. He says, yeah, getting us all excited. I was getting all excited too until I realized we've already seen that one before. As I said, it's a little bit different than the Pacific League games, the way that they run their highlights and their replays. So Joe's giving us the stick. Are we sure he's out? We're going to have to go to the VAR for that one. So 2 gone here in the inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Zealous Wheeler. Wheeler tonight is 1 for 1. He bats with the runner at second with 2 gone. As Fujinami now comes set. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled off right into the lead leg of Wheeler, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Fujinami up to 54 pitches so far in this one. He's been pretty economical. Curious to see how these teams use their bullpens tonight. As I mentioned before, we don't see a lot of these 2 teams, so who the Giants will go to, who the Tigers will go to. Definitely have interest in that. Here's the pitch, and it is a fastball that misses down. It gets by the catcher, and Wheeler was waving the runner Maru over, but Maru didn't advance. It's going to run the count now to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Wheeler gets himself set back in there. He's waiting on the offering here from right-hander Fujinami. As he comes set, he checks the runner over at second. And now he delivers. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Wheeler. Our friend TMT for Life says, I found that the house usually traps versus popular teams like the Giants, reeling the public in with good odds and spots where they are likely to lose. Case in point. That's an interesting thought about that. There's a fastball that swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. Yeah, sometimes you get certain teams like the Yankees of North America or the Dodgers that people will bet with their heart. Maybe not always bet with the brains, especially when the teams are suffering a little bit. Certainly the Giants are not playing great baseball right now. They're going to have to get some things together. Now, they are close to that last playoff spot. The Bay Stars really went on a run, or have gone on a run since the All-Star games. Started to put some separation between them and the rest of the pack as they're 5 back entering tonight against the Swallows. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-2 to Wheeler. But 3 teams within 1 game of that last playoff spot. The Tigers got a half-game lead over the Carp, and a full game lead over the Giants entering this one tonight. And Joe does make a good point on that one. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Wheeler for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Giants got things going with a leadoff double by Maru. And then they go quietly after that as Fujinami is able to retire the side. There was no runs, there was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are through 4 complete innings. It is the Hanshin Tigers 5. The Yomiuri Giants, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back at the top of the 5th inning in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. Here's some Japanese cheerleaders for us to get us in the mood, get things going. Here we go. 5-0, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back after this. 5-0 Tigers. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the Tiger batting order coming up here to face the left-hander Takagi, who is back on for his second inning of work. Teruaki Sato, Yasuki Oyama, and Kento Itohara. Here's the first offering to Sato, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. For Sato tonight, he is 1 for 2. He hit that 2-run homer in the third inning. He's also popped out to third and his 2 trips to the plate. That was his 18th homer to go with 69 runs batted in on the year now for the left-handed hitting right fielder. As here the lefty Takagi kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and it squirts away from the catcher Kita. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Friend Demon Slayer says there's a lot of game left in this one, of course. And he's absolutely right. And certainly the bullpen, though, for the Giants is very dicey. The Tigers has performed a little bit better. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch from the lefty. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 3-1 to Sato. So Takagi threw 28 pitches in his first inning of work. He's certainly not been efficient here already to the left-handed hitting Sato. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 3-2. I was thinking of that game today between the Cubs and the Brewers. It accounted for 15 runs. I wonder about what the over-under was on the Baltimore Red Sox game today. That game ended, I believe, 15-10 for Baltimore. I guess the hits in that was an absolute hit parade. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Sato is retired on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Yasuki Oyama. Well, for Oyama tonight, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out both of his times up, but that was against the starter, Kenshin Hoda. So Hoda exited the game after 3 innings of work, and it's been the reliever, Kyosuke Takagi, who's been in here since. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul over the seats on the first base side. The count is 0-1 to Oyama. He says over-unders in MLB is a toss-up, says Joe Mao. Unless, of course, it's the Detroit Tiger when you can pretty much bet the under. Well, not necessarily. The Tigers know how to give up runs, so the other team can score. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to be into the corner. It's going to get down for extra bases. Rounding first and heading into second is Oyama, and he's going to cruise in safely with a stand-up double. So the Tigers have something going again here with 1 out, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kento Itohara. For Itohara today, he is 2 for 2. He's singled twice, and he's scored both times he's reached base. So he steps to the plate here as there's 1 gone in the top of the 5th inning. Our friend Joe says, you can't get a 1-2-3 inning. Well, that was the problem in the second and the third innings, that Hoda had retired the first 2 batters of the inning. Then he lets the other one off the hook. Our friend TMT says that the Texas Rangers were plus 1.5 earlier. It was a bit of a sweat. And there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Itohara. So no balls and 1 strike. Lefty Takagi gets the sign from his catcher, Kita. He's ready to go back to work. It's a 5-0 ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. And here's the pitch, and it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's 2-2. One thing I will say is, much like when you think of Wrigley Field or Fenway Park, runs can be scored in a hurry at the Tokyo Dome in Yomiuri. I say that sincerely because they can put up some runs in a big-time hurry. So a 5-0 lead is certainly not insurmountable. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that has swung on. It is lifted into right field. Coming over underneath it is the right fielder, Shigenobu. He makes the catch. He's going to fire that one back in. Oyama's going to have to stay at second. So that retires Itohara for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Seiya Kanami. Well, for Kanami, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He's flown out to right field, and he has walked in his 2 trips to the plate. So he is ready to face the lefty Takagi the second time. Last time he faced him, he flew out to right field. So left-hander against the left-hander. Takagi holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kanami. See, it's also interesting, too, when you look at how the pitchers are used and what pitchers come in, and you kind of have an opportunity where you look at and you say, do they have a chance here? And there's a fastball that just misses down. The count is 1-1. Like I was saying before about the types of relievers that would come in, when they come in, which pitchers are available night to night. It's the one thing about the Japanese league is that you don't get the lineups until at the earliest an hour before the game. Sometimes it's 45 minutes before the game, and you're scrambling to take a look. So to place a bet on a game 24 hours or 18 hours before the game without knowing the lineup, it's a bit hard. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. So certainly, in my opinion, when you know the lineup, like in Major League Baseball, the lineups are usually announced about 3 hours before the game. So you can get a good idea of who's playing and who's not. Like as an example, last night's game was a night game in Japan, and this one's a day game, and there's a fastball that misses in. They appealed down to the third base umpire, but they said that Kanami went. That's going to run the count to 2-2. So as an example, if you're watching the Major League game and 3 hours before the game, you find out what the lineup is, it can make your decision. If they're resting 3 or 4 players, giving them the day off after the game the night before, it could impact on how that game may go, especially early on, and so you can make your decisions off of that. Well, if you don't have that information, it becomes a bit of a problem. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-2. Even for the odds makers to set those odds, I find it to be a little bit fascinating, especially for baseball. Yeah, Joe makes the point. Even with the lineups, the odds makers are pretty unreal. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And TMT says the odds can move like the wind. And so here comes the pitch. It is a 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2 to Kanami. So Takagi trying to get out of this inning here without allowing a run. The Tigers have scored in every inning but the first in this one here so far, and they're looking to add another one here in the 5th. Runner at second is Oyama. There's 2 gone. There's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kanami. And so there's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and Kanami is going to get himself a walk, and that's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring up Ryutaro Umeno. I see Joe says Trout was announced, and the total jumped from 7 to 7.5. The score ended up 1-0. Yeah, well, certainly the Tigers are an offensively challenged ball club. And with Otani and Trout in the lineup, the Angels are much better. But outside of those 2 guys, they are also an offensively challenged club. So that brings up Ryutaro Umeno to the plate. Umeno tonight 1 for 1. He's also walked. He's driven in a run, and he's scored a run. Here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. The runner at second is Oyama. The runner at first is Kanami. Mano here at the plate, facing the left-hander Takagi. So left-hander against the right-hander. As Takagi gets the sign from his catcher, and he comes set. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder Shigenobu. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here in the 5th inning. Zimeno has retired for the third out of the inning. Well, they threaten, but they don't score, do the Tigers. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We're now through 4.5. It is the Tigers 5 and the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the bottom of the 5th inning. Appreciate you all for listening in tonight. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We are moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters slated to come to bat. The Giants in this one, and it is supposed to be Akira Wakabayashi, Ryosuke Kita, and then the pitcher who is now into the ball game, and that would be Kyosuke Takagi. But stay tuned. We'll keep our eyes for a pinch hitter in that spot. So Wakabayashi, Kita, and the pitcher Takagi. So for Wakabayashi tonight, he bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. He is 0 for 1. And here comes Fujinami ready to go again. He rocks into the motion as he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Joe is talking about the Grand Salami. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Wakabayashi getting the nod at the shortstop position tonight. As Fujinami rocks into the motion, and he delivers a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. 59 pitches through 4 innings for the right-hander Fujinami, who has looked sharp tonight. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. And this ball is going to get down. It's going to get off the wall. It's fielded by the center fielder, Shimada. He fires it in. And cruising into second with a leadoff double here is Wakabayashi, as he is aboard with nobody out. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Ryosuke Kita. So for Kita tonight, he is 0 for 1. He's grounded to the shortstop his first time up. As we mentioned, he entered tonight's ball game 0 for 4 in his NPB career, and now he is 0 for 5. The ground out the first time up. Also interested here, a lot of people jump in the stream normally in the 5th inning because sometimes there's scores in the over-under that they play in the first 5 innings. So here comes the first offering from the righty here to Kita. As Fujinami delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Tigers in this one here so far. And for the Giants, they've got no runs and 3 hits and no errors. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-0 on Kita. The crowd in Tokyo is coming to life a little bit more as they're trying to urge their Giants on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As they trail in this one by 5. Here comes the offering from Fujinami, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. I will say this, for Fujinami, who has an 0-2 record and a 3.41 ERA, entering the contest tonight, I've been very impressed with what I saw. There's a fastball swung on. It is looped over to short on 1 hop. It is fielded by the shortstop Nakano. He fires to first. That is going to retire Akita on a ground out, 6-3. The first out of the inning, holding at second is Wakabayashi. It's slated to bring up the pitcher, Takagi, but we're going to wait to see if we've got ourselves a pinch hitter on our hands here. So 1 gone. That is going to bring up, who do we have entering the fray here? Is it going to be, we do have a pinch hitter. It is going to be number 23. This is Gregory Polanco coming in to pinch hit. So Polanco, who got the start in last night's ball game, comes in here, faced the right-hander Fujinami, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Polanco. Polanco on the season batting .244. He's got 18 homers and 46 RBIs. He's also stolen a couple of bases. This is his 111th game of the year. Polanco hoping to maybe bounce back to go back to the big leagues. He will turn 31 in September. The 30-year-old waiting on the offering. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. So that means we are going to have a pitching change in the next half inning. So no balls and 2 strikes to Polanco. Fujinami rubs up the baseball and he's ready to go back at it again. Giants are looking to get on the board for their first run of the ball game. There's 1 gone here in the 5th. And here comes the 0-2 to Polanco. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Polanco as he's waiting on the offering here from the righty Fujinami. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is looped into center field. Coming over underneath it and making the catch is Shimada. Tagging it second was Wakabayashi, but he's going to hold. As that is going to be out number 2 here, and that will bring up the top of the order in Naoki Yoshikawa. Well, for Yoshikawa tonight, he is 0 for 2, and he's been retired the same way twice. He's grounded back to the pitcher. Both times grounded out 1-3. He strides to the plate. Entered the game tonight hitting .284 with 5 homers and 23 RBIs. He's got the runner Wakabayashi in scoring position. Fujinami so far tonight has been pretty much lights out. Anytime he's got himself into trouble, he's been able to wiggle out of it. This is the 2nd consecutive inning that he's allowed a leadoff double, and he's trying to work his way out of this one as well. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Trying to keep up with the chat a little bit here, but it's going fast and furious between Joe Mao and TMT tonight. They got a lot of good banter going back and forth. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1 to Yoshikawa. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander again, ready to go back to work as he gets the sign from his catcher Umeno. He works set from the belt. Raises to his chest. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So Yoshikawa, he was 0 for 2. Really slowed down here a little bit. Has been the righty Fujinami. The pace has slowed for him. He was working a little bit quicker earlier on, and now for whatever reason, he's sort of slowed the tempo down. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball, swung on it, missed. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Fujinami again, ready to go back to work. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As he nods in acceptance, he links the sign that he's been given. And now he works set. Yeah, and here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it's going to reach the seats down the third base line. That's going to keep the count at 2-2 to Yoshikawa. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second, Wakabayashi. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Tigers are looking to put the final touch higher on the bottom of the 5th. And here comes the 2-2 pitch from Fujinami as he holds set and delivers. It's a fastball again, swung on and again fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. Curious to see how long they're going to stay with Fujinami. That's the 77th pitch of the ball game. I would think at this pace, the way he's thrown tonight, he should be able to sniff the 7th inning. And then they'll have a couple innings to try to seal off the deal against the Giants here. Here comes the 2-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on and again fouled away. Keeps the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, Fujinami gets a new baseball. He goes down, adjusts his pants and his cleats. Ready to deliver the 2-2 pitch again. Yoshikawa has given him quite the battle. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Here comes the offering here from the righty Fujinami. He works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Coming over and making the grab on the run is Mel Rojas Jr. And that is going to do it. That is going to retire the side here in the 5th inning. So, again, a leadoff double by the Yomiuri Giants, and they fail to do any damage with it. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5 complete innings. It is the Hanshin Tigers 5, the Yomiuri Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 6th inning when we return. I like to call this our Japanese halftime, where they take a little bit extra. We'll be right back again, as we are going to be doing this here in just a couple minutes. Hang tight. Here's our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and your support of the channel. And even though Matt's a San Diego Padre fan, we do feel his pain from time to time. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. Here's one of our Did You Knows about Zealous Wheeler. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change here for the Yomiuri Giants. It's going to be Yuji Akahoshi coming in to relieve the left-hander Takagi, whose night is done. So this is going to be the third pitcher used tonight by the home team, the Giants. And so Akahoshi is coming in on the season. The right-handed pitcher in his rookie year has worked 25 ball games. He's got 3 wins and 5 losses. He's worked 58 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 65 hits, 25 walks, 35 strikeouts. He's got an ERA of 4.45. So it is going to be Akahoshi on in relief. And we are going to be back here in just a couple moments as he's going to be completing his warm-up tosses to resume the action. So I'm going to keep up with all the guys in our chat. It has been one of those there as TMT and Joe are going at it full tilt. As we said, I've got a hard time keeping up with all the stuff in that area here tonight. So coming up, slated to come to bat for the Tigers, it's supposed to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order. That means Fujinami, the pitcher, and then it'll be Nakano and Shimida to get things going to face the right-hander Akahoshi, who is on in relief. So we'll have to see what this is going to be all about. I'm fascinated sometimes by the technology that the Japanese have. The umpires have an umpire cam right attached to the hat. And they've got this cord that runs right down the backside. So I always kind of find that to be very interesting. I have to give the Japanese credit, as they do have some innovations that Major League Baseball sometimes is a little bit behind on. Certainly the umpire cam on the mask, or maybe not on the mask, but on the hat of the umpire is giving you literally the bird's eye view. And here comes the first pitch to Fujinami. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Fujinami tonight officially 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up, and he had a sacrifice bunt his last time. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Fujinami. So right-hander against the right-hander. Akahoshi ready to deliver. It's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So Joe Mao says, is the new pitcher any good? Not particularly. There's a fastball that is swung on it, missed, and the count is now 2-2. It's not particularly having a great year based on the numbers that we looked at, but he is in his rookie season, so he was a youngster. He's 23 years old. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Fujinami goes down looking for out number 1. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Takuma Nakano. Well, for Nakano tonight, he's 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also driven in a run. So a single, fly out to center, and he struck out looking. So he comes to the plate with 1 gone here in the top of the 6th inning. And the first offering from the righty Akahoshi is a breaking ball that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Question earlier was, is that the case? There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. I will pick up on something that TMT says in the chat. He goes, I've studied every MLB ump. Sometimes the umpires have tendencies to call certain things. It's like in football, where you look at certain football officials will call certain penalties. I think at the professional level, you got to have a book on the officials of what they have a tendency to call. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-2. And what I mean by that is because balls and strikes can influence the game, where does the umpire prefer his pitches? Give more to the outside? Has he got a wider zone? There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into left field, and Silas Wheeler's going to haul that one in, and it's going to be 2 up and 2 away here for the Tigers in the 6th inning. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Kairi Shimada. So 2 away as Shimada steps up to the plate. He's 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of singles. He's driven in a run. He's been caught stealing. He's also grounded out to first base. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Friend Demon Slayer says, I've seen some umpires call strikes late in the game. It's almost like they want to get out of there and go home. There's a fastball swung on it, missed, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Joe Mao says, trust me, umps call anything close to the plate a strike. Joe Mao is absolutely correct. Strikes and outs make the game go quicker. And when in doubt, you call them out. Words to live by. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2 to Shimada. Because you don't get paid by the hour, you get paid by the game. And if you're going to be able to sit there and drag it out, it's going to go on forever. Anything that's close, you got to go up with that right hand. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away, and the count now is going to remain at 1-2. Joel says, I don't think they get paid by the hour, that's for sure. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Shimada waits on the offering here from the reliever Akeoshi. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded over to first. It's fielded neatly by the first baseman, and it's flipped over to first. The pitcher, Akeoshi, wins the race to the bag. It's going to go as a ground out, 3-1. That is going to be the first time tonight that the Tigers have gone in order. There were no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now through 5.5. That is the Tigers 5 and the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments at the bottom of the 6th inning after this. Appreciate you all for being here. Here is another one of our Did You Know moments. This is of Yuki Nishi of the Hanshin Tigers. Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order coming up to face the right-hander Fujinami. He's back out for his 6th inning of work, and it's a first pitch fastball delivered to Shinosuke Shigenobu, who takes it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. For Shigenobu tonight, he is 0 for 2. He's flown to center, and he has grounded out to first in his 2 trips as he swings at a fastball and fouls that one away, and the count is now quickly 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Shigenobu. Right-hander Fujinami rocking into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Shigenobu is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 3 pitches, all for strikes, and Shigenobu down for out number 1. That will bring up the center fielder, Yoshihiro Maru. Well, for Maru tonight, he is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. He also lined to the second baseman in the first inning. So 1 for 2 on the evening. Maru's got 22 homers and 51 runs batted in, as he steps up batting from the left side against the right-hander Fujinami. Fujinami gets the sign from his catcher Umeno, and he rocks into the motion and delivers, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right center field. Moving back on the warning track and looking up and watching that one go is Sato. That is a home run for Maru, and the Giants are on the board. That is their first run of the ball game, a solo shot by Maru. It is now a 5-1 ball game, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Sho Nakata. So 1-0 ball game, or 1 run on the board now for the Giants. It's a 5-1 ball game. As Maru gets himself a home run and an RBI. That's home run number 23 on the year. That ball got out in a hurry. It was into the right center field power alley. And that is going to put them up on the board for their first run here. As we're ready to go back to work as Sho Nakata is striding to the plate. And here comes the first offering from Fujinami. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. 84 pitches in the ballgame so far for the right-hander Fujinami. TMT says he threw his glove in the stands. Nice. I don't think it's a glove. Sometimes they do these high fives along the way, and they're given like a teddy bear or a doll, something like that. There is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2 Nakata. And they get it at the end, and then they toss it over their head into the stands. That's something that the Giants do, so a fan will get themselves some type of souvenir. Our friend Shotgun Shell in the house tonight. We welcome you. Appreciate you for being in here. If I blink, I might miss you in the chat because there's been a lot of chat going on. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 0-2. We are giving you guys a Central League action game tonight because all the Pacific games are late. So TMT says, got us on that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the Giants do. There's a couple of teams who do that. I think the Chiba Lotte Marines do something similar. And here comes the offering here from Fujinami as he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Fielded by the shortstop Nakano. He throws to first. That's going to retire Nakata on a ground out 6-3 for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Kazuma Okamoto. Well, for Okamoto tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's got a single in 2 trips. He's also grounded to the shortstop. He himself has got 23 homers and 67 runs batted in on the year. The big fella bats from the right side, waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Fujinami. As Fujinami works into the windup, he kicks and delivers, and it's a breaking ball that just misses outside. For ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Fujinami rocking into the windup. And he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I would think that Fujinami probably rolls out another inning here. At the way he's been going, there's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count's now 2-1. It was the 90th pitch of the ball game. You're getting into the bottom half of the batting order after Okamoto. As Wheeler waits on deck. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. Further to that, I guess it depends on what the Tigers do in the next inning, but the pitcher is due up 7th. So I would think they're going to roll him for 1 more. That's my guess. And here's the pitch. It is a split-figure pitch, swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Joe said that home run in the inning hurt. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Okamoto. The Giants put a run on the board with the home run by Maru here in the 6th inning. They trail 5-1. So Fujinami rocking into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Okamoto gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. There was 1 run in the inning on 1 hit, the homer by Maru. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We are now through 6 complete. It is the Hanshin Tigers 5 and the Yomiuri Giants 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. The top of the 7th inning. Appreciate you all for being here. Here's another one of our Japanese Hall of Fame memories. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters slated to come to bat for the Tigers here in their half of the 7th inning. That means Bel Rojas Jr., Teraki Sato, and Yosuke Oyama, as they are supposed to face the right-hander Yuji Akahashi, who has come on in relief, or Akahoshi, I should say. And we'll see where we're at here if we have any prospective changes. So the Tigers in the last inning went 1-2-3 for the first time. It is still going to be the right-hander Akahoshi who is still in here. Rojas Jr., Sato, and Oyama, the tough part or the meat of the batting order here for the Tigers. And the first pitch delivered is a fastball swung on and missed by Rojas, and the count is quickly 0-1. Rojas tonight 1 for 3. He's got a single and scored a run. He's grounded out to third and struck out looking. He's come back over to get some more of the spray to use as the pine tar for the bat. So no balls and 1 strike to Rojas Jr. Right-hander Akahoshi beginning his 2nd inning of work here in relief. Now he's ready to go back and to deliver. He kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count is now 0-2 to Rojas Jr. So no balls and 2 strikes. Akahoshi leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Kita. Now he rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just a few other things of note. I sometimes see in the Pacific League that they, after almost every pitch, it seems that they replay what the pitch was thrown. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Rojas is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Teruaki Sato. I was saying here, the camera work that is provided by the Giants a little bit different. You see that throughout the Central League as everybody's kind of got their own little thing going on. So Sato comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He had the 2-run homer back in the 3rd inning. He's also popped to third and struck out his other 2 trips. And here comes the first offering. It is a split finger pitch that misses outside for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Sato. When I think of potential major league players, this is one that stands out for me on the Tigers. I like what I see here of the right fielder. He also plays some third base. He takes a fastball inside for a ball, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. He did have a stretch last year. I can't remember what it was, but it was something god-awful. It was about 30-some-odd at-bats without a hit. As he swings and misses through that pitch, and the count is now 2-1. But he really fills out a uniform good. He looks like he could be somebody that could fit in nicely over in North America. I'm sure the big league teams would like to see him posted. Lots of teams probably could use somebody like this. So here comes the 2-1 offering, and it's a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Friend Breathe Deep is in the house tonight. Welcome you for being here. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 3-2. Joe Mao says, where are you watching the game? Well, we're up here in Canada, Joe. I don't know where you're at. So you get a chance to watch it here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Breathe Deep says, do you think they score 3 more runs for the over 8.5? Well, the Giants' bullpen is not very good these days. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2. So that actually plays into the positive part, because there could be more runs scored here. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sato waiting on the offering here from Nakahoshi as he rocks into the windup and delivers. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat here for Sato. He's really making the right-hander work here. When I think of other players around the NPB that maybe positionally be intriguing for the North American big leagues, obviously another obvious selection is Murakami. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Sato stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 2, as he is retired here in the 7th inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Yasuki Oyama. Well, Oyama, 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled his last time up, and he has struck out twice. Oyama, another one of the power bats in the lineup. He's got 22 homers and 71 RBIs, and the first pitch is a breaking ball down, and the count is 1-0. TMT says, what was he looking for? You always teach hitters to look away and react in. So with 2 strikes, you're always looking for the pitch on the outside part of the plate. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's 1-1. If the guy strikes you out on a knee-high fastball on the inside part of the plate, well, tip your hat to the pitcher and you walk away. But you got to be able to protect that outside part of the plate. So it's a good thing. What is he looking at? Looking at strike 3. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Oyama. TMT says maybe he was sitting off speed. You're always thinking fastball, but you got to think fastball. You can't be sitting the off speed in that spot. There's a ground ball hit to third. It is fielded by the third baseman, Okamoto. He throws to first. Oyama is gone. That is going to retire aside 1-2-3 on a ground out 5-3. Second time the Tigers have gone in order here in a row in the ball game, and that is no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Fujinami is coming back out for another inning of work, so stick around, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of the 7th. Your score is 5-1 for the Hanshin Tigers over the Yomiuri Giants. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you for here being with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. We'll be back here in just a couple moments, everybody. We appreciate you for all listening in. Hang tight. We'll be right back with you. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters scheduled to come to bat here to face the right-hander Fujinami, who's back out for his 7th inning of work. The first pitch is a fastball delivered to Zealous Wheeler. He takes it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Wheeler tonight, 1 for 2. He's got a single. He struck out his last time up, and here comes the offering from Fujinami. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now is 1-1. So Wheeler, Wakabayashi, and Kita face Fujinami here in the 7th inning. As the big right-hander rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fujinami at 96 pitches now here in the 7th inning. As he rocks into the motion, and he kicks and he fires. It is a fastball that misses outside. The count's now 2-2. As I mentioned before, in the last half inning, Fujinami will be scheduled to hit 4th in the 8th. I would think that at that point in time, his night will be over. But to have him come out here for the 7th, not a big deal. There's a fastball swung on it. It's on the fist, is lifted up into left field, but it's going to get down for a base hit. Zealous Wheeler's got himself a leadoff single here in the 7th, and that's going to bring up the shortstop Akira Wakabayashi. Well, Wakabayashi tonight has been aboard twice. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd, and he doubled in the 5th inning. So officially 1 for 2 in the books. Wheeler was able to fight that one off and loop that one into shallow left field. That's the 2nd hit of the ball game tonight for Wheeler, who entered the fray batting 186. The Giants are going to make a push for the playoffs. Wheeler's got to get himself going here. When I look at Wheeler, it really wasn't what I expected a couple of years ago. I saw his baseball cards a few years ago, and he looked a lot of a thinner version. There's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Wheeler actually played some infield in his earlier days with the Tohoku Rocket and Golden Eagles. I haven't seen any infield work from him with the Giants in the last couple of years, but I might be wrong on that. So here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 to Wakabayashi. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kind of laughed and said if we got enough energy, we might consider doing one of the games in the Pacific League that will start in an hour and a half's time, but not sure how this game is going to fare. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and it's going to reach the seats down the left field line, and the count is still 0-2 to Wakabayashi. So that was pitch number 101 on the evening from Fujinami. So no balls and 2 strikes. Catcher Ryosuke Kita waits on deck, and then it'll be the pitcher's position, who has been used as a pinch hit spot the last couple of times up. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. You can see Fujinami's starting to lose a bit of the command of his pitches. I don't know if I've got an old school Tiger hat, but the Tiger hats, as I noticed, they don't have the yellow bill. I got a yellow bill on the cap of my Tiger cap. And here comes the pitch, and there is a fastball swung on it. It is grounded softly down the first base line, and it's just going to go foul as it is picked up by the first baseman Oyama. And again, it keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is going to be pitch number 6 to Wakabayashi. As we said, he got the nod tonight to start over Hayano Sakamoto, who gets the day off as Sakamoto played in last night's ball game. You see that from time to time as the day game after the night game, they'll change up some of the lineup. As we said, Gregory Polanco not in the lineup today. He did get a chance to pinch hit. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And it's a split finger pitch that just misses outside. The count is now 2-2 to Wakabayashi. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, well, this one's on the Yakult Swallows. Shoved 3 runs on the board in the top of the 7th, and they now have a 6-1 lead over the Chinichi Dragons. So that game is moving along at a little bit quicker pace than this one. And here's the pitch from Fujinami. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and that runs the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wakabayashi batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Fujinami. Gets himself dug in. The right-hander checks the side from his catcher Umeno, and he's shakes him off once. And now he nods in agreement. As he works set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first. They go to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Wheeler at second base. So that's going to erase Wheeler 3-6. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Wakabayashi will reach for the second time tonight on the fielder's choice. He'll be at first base. That's going to bring up the catcher, Ryosuke Kida. Well, Joe says, how did they didn't turn 2 on that one? Well, it was a slow chopper. It wasn't like it was something that was a one-hop shot that they could turn it quickly. Looks like we got ourselves a pinch hitter here, as we'll have to get that one here. Looks like we're going to have a couple of pinch hitters. This is coming up to bat. Looks like it is number 9, Yoshiyuki Kamai. And the first pitch is a fastball that is a strike to Kamai. So he is on the pinch hit. So Kamai here, I know there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to second. They throw to short for 1, covering back to first. The double play is going to be a 4-6-3 double play. And that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. We're going to wait to see it. No, it looks like they're not going to go and review that one. That is going to do it here as the Giants are gone in their half of the 7th inning. Well, they had no runs. They had a hit. There were no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 7 complete. It is the Tigers 5 and the Giants 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments for all the action here after this. We appreciate you guys for being here. Here is another one of our Japanese Baseball Hall of Fame memories. Be sure to check it out. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 8th inning. It is going to be coming to bat. It'll be Kento Itohara, Seiya Kanami, and Ryotaro Umeno. I would have to expect that the night is going to be over for the starter Fujinami Worked 7 innings. We'll have to wait and see, but he was able to induce a double play to end that 7th inning, and that was pretty impressive. We get the umpire cam view on the replay. The second base umpire was able to do some of that stuff. Our friend who popped in here a couple of moments ago, I don't know if he's still with us. That would be Jojo225BR. He wanted to know what inning it is. It is the top of the 8th inning. As we are ready to go back at it, is going to be Itohara, Kanami, and Umeno scheduled to come to bat. We do have a pitching change for the Giants as they are going to the bullpen yet again. We'll get you all these specs here. We have a lefty in the game now. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So the new pitcher that has entered the fray, this is Nobutaka Imamura, as he delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. So Imamura is the 4th pitcher used tonight by the Giants. And here comes the 2-0 offering. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. It'll be Kanami and Umeno to follow here. And here's the offering. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. For Imamura on the year, he is appearing in his 44th ball game. He's 1-2 on the season. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. It's going to be a leadoff walk to Itohara. That will bring up the second baseman, Seiya Kanami. So for Imamura, he's worked 40 1/3 innings, allowed 38 hits. He's walked 15 and struck out 29. He's got an ERA of 4.24 on the season. The lefty is in his 10th year with the Giants. Our friend TMT says that last guy had a Jock Peterson stance. Yeah, he did. Well, Kanami comes up to the plate. He's already squaring the bunt. They throw over to first base, and getting back in time is Itohara. Kanami tonight officially 0 for 1. He has flown out to right field and walked twice. So he's got the bunt signal already on. He's squaring here. And here comes the offering from the lefty Imamura. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kanami looking to try to get the runner over, but now he's not squaring the bunt. He's pulled his bat back regular. And here comes the offering from the lefty Imamura. He delivers a breaking ball. It's swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over toward the foul line is Zealous Wheeler. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Kanami for the first out of the inning. Well, they should have stayed with the bunt. If they would have done that, they might have had the guy into scoring position, being Itohara. That is going to bring up the catcher, Ryotaro Umeno. There is action in the Tigers bullpen. Looks like we are going to be seeing yet another right-hander come in. It looks like we are going to have ourselves a pinch hitter moving into the on-deck circle, of course, for Fujinami. There's a first pitch breaking ball that catches the outside corner. The count is 0-1 to Umeno. Umeno tonight, 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's knocked the run in. He's also walked and scored a run. So here comes the offering from the lefty Imamura. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that just misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Changes are coming fast and furious right now in this one. Here comes the offering from the lefty. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is now 2-1. So Imamura behind in the count. So he has 10 pitches so far, and he's only thrown 3 strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on it, missed. That evens the count to 2-2 on Ameno. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Naomasa Yukawa. Will come on to pinch hit for the pitcher Fujinami. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Jojo is asking for KBO scores. So if you guys are following the KBO stuff, maybe help him out a little bit. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Joe says the pitcher is throwing like Stevie Wonder right now. Yeah, he's definitely finding it difficult to be able to locate here in this situation. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ameno. The runner at first is Itohara. And here comes the 3-2 offering. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The runner, Itohara, was on the move as they look to try to stay out of the double play. That's going to keep the count at 3-2. This is going to be pitch number 8 coming up here. Our friend TMT says the catchers don't have the protection behind the head. Got the skull cap on and the mask as they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is the base runner Itohara. So again, here comes the 3-2 offering to Ameno. Tigers looking to try to get another run on the board here. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Throw down to second base. And if it's in time, and it is, it's going to be a strike him out, throw him out. So Ameno is gone on strikes. Itohara has been caught stealing. He's been thrown out 2-6. And that is going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 8th inning. It's an unconventional 1-2-3, but a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 8th. We are going to have a pitching change, and we'll be back here in just a couple moments, everybody. Appreciate you guys listening in. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this from our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change for the Hanshin Tigers, and we'll get you that in just a moment here as Fujinami's night is done. Quality start and then some, only surrendering the 1 run to Yoshihiro Maru. As the home run in the 6th inning, it is going to be number 36 coming into the ball game. A right-hander, it is going to be Hamachi. We'll take over here in the 8th inning. This is Masumi Hamachi. So Hamachi working his 40th game of the year. He's got a record of 0-2. He has worked 36 innings. He's allowed 24 hits. He has walked only 2, very impressive, and struck out 26. Got an ERA of 1. And so here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's lifted into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And so that is going to be a single here, as we do have a pinch hitter for the Giants as well, as we're trying to keep up on all the changes here. So Hamachi has allowed a base hit, lead off the inning. That is going to bring up the top of the order in Naoki Yoshikawa. So for Yoshikawa, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded to the pitcher twice, and he has flown out to left field. So as he steps up to the plate, as we mentioned, as the changes are moving quickly, as the base hit there was by Kitamura. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So Takumi Kitamura was the pinch hitter who got the base hit. And he is on at first. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-1 to Yoshikawa. As we make our notes, make sure we keep our score, follow along with everybody else. And so here comes the 1-1 offering to Yoshikawa. As Hamachi checks the runner at first, there's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. So 1-2. Right-hander Hamachi gets himself a new baseball, and he rubs it up. As it's 1-2. Yoshikawa waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander. Kicks and delivers. It is a ball that he checks his swing at, but the home plate umpire has ruled him out, as he felt he went around a little bit too far. That is going to retire Yoshikawa on a strike 3 call for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Shinosuke Shigenobu. Well, Shigenobu, who steps to the plate, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown out to center field. He's grounded to first, and he has struck out in his 3 trips. So he waggles the bat. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Hamachi. He checks the runner at first, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. That was a good stop by the catcher, Umeno. He's had to make a couple of good stops on the split fingers and the breaking balls that have been thrown already by Hamachi. Tigers are now 5 outs away from winning back-to-back nights in Yomiuri. So here comes the 1-0 offering. As they kick and deliver, it's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the third base line. It's going to reach the seats. It's going to run the count to 1-1 to Shigenobu. So 1-1. Friend Joe says, really no 1-2-3 inning? Well, it could be the unconventional one again. Just like in the last inning where they rolled the double play. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As Hamachi delivers, it's a ground ball hit up the middle. It's fielded by the second baseman. They flip it to second for 1. It's going to be a fielder's choice. That's going to erase the base runner, or the base runner Kitayama, as he has gone on a fielder's choice 4-6. Reaching safely at first base is Shigenobu, and that's going to bring up the center fielder Yoshihiro Maru. Well, for Maru tonight, he's 2 for 3. He's got a double, a home run. He's counted for the only run for the Giants. He's also lined out softly to second. They do have a change in the lineup for the Tigers. It looks like they've got a new second baseman in there, but again, we're running a little behind on our substitutions. And the first pitch is a fastball to Maru that misses outside for ball one. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Komachi checks the runner over at first, and now he comes set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Maru. Maru had smoked that ball right into the stands in right center field. Give the Giant fans something to get excited about. So here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Maru gets himself set back in the batter's box, and he's ready to get the offering here from Hachi. As there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He gets the sign from his catcher, and now he works set. And Hamachi kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that just misses outside. Counts now 3-1. We've got Darren popping in to say hello. Everything's been going pretty good so far tonight, Darren. It's been a rare Central League ball game that we call. We normally do the stuff in the Pacific League, and we do the interleague games, so we haven't seen this in a bit. But because there was no early games in the Pacific, we're calling a Central League game, and it's been a little bit fun for us because these are teams that we haven't seen much of this year. So the stream has been going pretty good. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-2. So in some ways, we're stumbling through it a little bit, but in other ways, it's been lots of fun because we haven't seen a lot of the Giants. Called a game earlier this year with the Giants and also called a couple of games of the Tigers. Joel's in the house here as well. We appreciate him as he's been in the chat for the last little bit. So here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Hamachi comes in and does the job as he retires the Giants here in their half of the inning. So that is going to retire the Giants. They had no runs. They did have a hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 8 complete. It is a 5-1 ball game. The Tigers have the lead. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments as we assume we're going to have a pinch hitter here to come up to bat for the Tigers in the top of the 9th inning. Appreciate y'all being here. Here's our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now. And back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are just getting some confirmation on a few changes here, but we are going to the top of the 9th inning. Scheduled to come to bat for the Tigers will be the pitcher's spot in the batting order, and then it's going to be the top of the order, Nakano and Shimida. There is a pitcher on the mound. It is Kaguya, is going to be the 5th pitcher used by the Giants in this one. So we have that here. So Kaguya is here. It is going to be a pinch hitter for the Hanshin Tigers. Looks like it could be Jeffrey Marte, but we're going to have to double check on that one. As it is going to be, nope, it is going to be Rodriguez. This is Aderlin Rodriguez, and there's a first pitch that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Interesting that Aderlin Rodriguez back in the NPB, as he was in 2020, he was with the Oryx Buffaloes. In 2021, he spent the entire season with the Detroit Tigers AAA club in Toledo. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. Rodriguez on the year this year, he's batting .164. He's got a couple of homers and 9 RBIs. A former farmhand of the New York Mets. And so here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now is gone to 1-2 strikes. So Rodriguez here at the plate, facing the right-hander, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Rodriguez is gone on strikes for out number 1. 1 up and 1 away. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Takuma Nakano. As we said, the pitcher that has come into the ball game right now for the Yomiuri Giants, Kajia, this is Yuhei Kajia. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses inside for ball 1. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nakano. Kajia kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is now 1-1. The pitcher for the Giants is a 31-year-old right-hander, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. Began his career with the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. He came to the Giants in 2019. It's his 8th appearance of the year. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman, Yoshikawa, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Nakano on a ground out, 4-3 for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away. Kagia, who is working in his 8th ball game, he's worked 5 2/3 innings. He's allowed 8 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 3. Got an ERA on the season of 9.53. That is significantly above his ERA of 3.55 for his career. There's a first pitch fastball that misses outside for ball 1. The count's 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Shimida. Shimida tonight has a couple of singles in 4 trips. He's also grounded out to first a couple of times. And here comes the pitch. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. The right-hander Kagia holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the right field line, but it's going to hook foul into the temporary seating. It's going to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. It wasn't just foul, it was hook-barreled foul. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Shimida. Right-hander Kagia ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up. Shallow right center field. Moving over underneath it is the right fielder, and that is going to be Shigenobu, who makes the catch. And that is going to do it. And we're going to have ourselves another pitching change when we return here. So the Tigers go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Ironically, they have been retired, whether it be conventionally or unconventionally, since the 5th inning, 1-2-3 for 4 consecutive innings. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 9th, it is the Tigers 5 and the Giants 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 9th inning in just a couple moments. Appreciate y'all for being here. Here is our friend Matt.
Good Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Kyle Keller who is coming on in relief here to finish this one off for the Tigers. For Keller on the season, this is his first year in the NPB. He's working in his 18th game. He's got no wins and 2 losses. He does have a save. He's worked 16 innings. He's allowed 11 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 28. He's got an ERA of 3.38. Well, he is going to be facing the heart of the order here for the Giants. It's going to be Sho Nakata, Kazuma Okamoto, and Zealous Wheeler. As the first pitch here is ready to come from Keller, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Keller spent time with the Marlins, the Angels, and the Pirates organizations in the big leagues, at the big league level. And now we're ready to face the offering here to Nakata. Nakata 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded out twice and struck out. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field for a base hit. Nakata is aboard with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kazuma Okamoto. Well, for Okamoto tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also grounded to short and struck out in the ball game. So 1 for 3. So the runner at first is Nakata, as Okamoto slides to the plate. They're definitely not going to make this one easy on themselves, will be the Tigers. And everybody says start sweating, because I can just see what's going to happen here. Keller probably gives up a run, and our poor friend Joe Mao is knowing that it's probably not going to be 1-2-3. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. It's going to run the count to 0-1 on Okamoto. So no balls and 1 strike. Kind of like last night's Washington-San Diego game. Maybe not last night, but the night before, the first game of that series. But they were able to get the double play ball to end the ball game. Maybe that's what's going to happen here. Here comes the offering now from Keller, who holds and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now no balls and 2 strikes to Okamoto. Our friend Demon Slayer says no homers. Well, they do have 2 guys that are coming up that could do it. And Okamoto and Wheeler, they can both run into baseballs. One would think once you get through those, unless they get to the pinch hitters, it's not going to happen here tonight. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Okamoto. It's the first time I've seen Keller pitch. It's fairly over the top. He's not really... He's got the breaking ball that is kind of 12-6-ish. Everything's kind of got like a downward taper to it. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as he holds set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul down the third base side. That leaves the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Okamoto. The Giants down to their final outs here in the 9th inning. They got the runner Nakata aboard at first. Nobody out here. So Okamoto waggles the bat. And Keller gets onto the rubber, and he gets the sign from his catcher, Amano. And now he works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle. It's fielded by the second baseman. He steps on the bag for 1. Over to first. It's a double play. And that is a nice play by the Tigers' second baseman as he was able to move to his right. I'm going to have to see if that did go off of Keller. Maybe Keller gets himself an assist on that. But that is going to retire Okamoto and Nakata. 2 gone now, and that's going to leave it all up to Zealous Wheeler. As we get the replay of it, I couldn't quite see if it went off the pitcher or not, or if it just hit the mound. So there you have it. So 2 gone here, and Zealous Wheeler steps to the plate. Wheeler tonight is 2 for 3. He's got two singles and 3 trips. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0 to Wheeler. So Wheeler waggling the bat as Keller works set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses low, and the count is 2-0. Boy, those 2 pitches there, both pretty good. So Keller ready to give that offering again here to Wheeler. Wheeler waggling the bat. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. That is going to run the count to 2-1. It looked like Wheeler with that one swing wanted to put 5 runs on the board, but there's nobody on for him as he swung right through that fastball. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Keller holds at the chest, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 3-1 to Wheeler. Waiting on deck is the shortstop Akira Wakabayashi, who's been on base all 3 times tonight, albeit twice by a fielder's choice and once with a double. So here comes the 3-1 to Wheeler. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul down the third base side, and the count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 to Wheeler. Giants now down to their final strike. Keller gets the sign from his catcher, Amano. Everybody on the Giant dugout is up, leaning up. They're going to fall another game adrift to the Tigers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 3-2. Tigers are currently holding down the 3rd spot in the Central League. The Yomiuri Giants are in 5th. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Wheeler. Keller leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher. Looks like he's going to go right at him with a fastball. So good old-fashioned hard ball. Here we come. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. They appeal down to the first base umpire, but they say Wheeler didn't go. That last pitch was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and Wheeler is aboard with a walk. And that is going to bring up Akira Wakabayashi. Or is it because Hayato Sakamoto is there? Nope, Sakamoto is going back down the tunnel. So it looks like it is still going to be Wakabayashi to hit here. So Wakabayashi tonight, 1 for 3. He's got a double in 3 trips. He's also reached base twice on fielder's choices. So here comes the offering from the righty. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Wakabayashi. The left-handed hitting shortstop waggles the bat as Keller works to the set position. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Demon Slayer says, after Wakabayashi, the hitters are really poor. I'll have to go and do a double check to see what they've got in their lineup because they have made some substitutions already. We'll get an update on that as quickly as we can. It is Kobayashi who is waiting on deck. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. And then, of course, it would be the pitcher's spot, but that would be Kitamura, who is in that particular spot as he had come in to pinch hit his last time and went in to play some shortstop. As it eventually moved Wakabayashi over to second base. And a lot of defensive changes moving around. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as Keller holds set. And now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it here in the 9th inning as the Tigers have closed it out. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the Hanshin Tigers 5, the Yomiuri Giants 1. Stick around, everybody. We're going to do a wrap on this one and look at the out-of-town scoreboard before we call it a night. We do want to appreciate and say thank you to everybody who came in to watch the game with us tonight and to listen to us on the call. We do appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you bookmark the channel as we are going to be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night as we are going to be doing the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters from the PayPay Dome as we'll be back doing the Pacific League action for that one. But hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. We'll wrap this one up for you after this. Appreciate you all being here, guys. A lot of fun tonight with everybody who was engaged in the chat. Be right back after this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, 0 O'Clock Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave, and your support of the channel and everybody else that jumped in here with us tonight. We appreciate everybody for listening in. Take a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard, and we'll wrap this baby up. It's in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Tokyo Yakult Swallows have a 7-2 lead on the Chinichi Dragons. Chinichi is still batting. They've got a runner at first with 1 out in that bottom of the 9th inning. The other game, obviously, that is getting to be underway a little bit later, it'll be the Carp and the Bay Stars. That game will start in just over 45 minutes' time. In the Pacific League, there is a game underway. The Oryx Buffaloes are tied with the Saitama Cebu Lions, 0-0. That game is in the bottom of the 1st inning, as the Lions are now batting 0-0 in that one. The Marines and the Golden Eagles and the Fighters and the Hawks all go off in less than an hour, as they will go off at the top of the hour. Well, this one here, the Hanshin Tigers knocked off the Yomiuri Giants 5-1 this evening. It was a run in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. Everything got going in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. Single by Itohara, then a walk to Kanami, and a single by Umeno brought in Itohara. That opened the scoring with a 1-0 ball game. Then in the 3rd inning, with 2 outs, a single by Mel Rojas Jr., then Terueki Sato hit a 2-run shot to increase the lead to 3-0. While in the 4th inning, the Tigers decided to get things going a little bit earlier than with 2 out. Leadoff singled Itohara, and after 1 out, then it was a walk to Umeno. Then the pitcher, Fujinami, dropped down a sacrifice bunt to move the runners into scoring position. So with runners at 2nd and 3rd, Takumu Nakato singled, knocking home Itohara. And then Kairi Shimada dropped a beautiful bunt down the third baseline, and he was able to bring home the base runner Umeno. That made the score 5-0. The Yomiuri Giants got their run in the sixth inning with one out when Yoshihiro Maru took the starting pitcher Fujinami Yard for a solo shot with one away, and that made the scoreline 5-1. Your final score, the Hanshin Tigers 5, the Yomiuri Giants 1. The win, and this one is going to go to Fujinami. He goes to 1-2 on the year. Great start by him. The loss goes to Kenshin Hoda. He falls to 2-3. Once again, your final score, 5-1 from the Tokyo Dome. Appreciate everybody who listens in, who sub-belled and everything else. We'll be back on again tomorrow. We'll probably add an MLB game. And if we don't add an MLB game, then anticipate we will probably do a Japanese doubleheader tomorrow night. Once again, everybody, appreciate y'all for being here. Have yourselves a great night. Come on back and see us again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.